Good morning, guys. Let's get started. Let me share my screen. Are you guys able to see my screen? Can someone confirm if you are able to see my screen and able to hear me? Yeah, thank you. So quickly, let's get started what we have discussed yesterday. So yesterday we looked at the min method, max method, sorted method. Can someone tell me how can we call the min method? How can we call min method? Write a program to find out the employee who is drawing the minimum salary. Question is, write a program to find out the minimum salary of an employee who is getting a minimum salary from the given employee list. Anyone answer?
So we can use the minimum function with the list stream that list, and using the minimum function, so we can call from the object get salary. So we can collect that.
Yeah, tell me the program or something to write. List of stream or stream dot list?
List dot stream or what
Okay,
we
after
employee
that?
list.
Yeah.
After that list stream, you can use the some minimum function for that one, which we are calling minimum. So
What does the min method will take?
Minimum list value it will take. What is the least value it will take, and from that you can call in min function. You can call employee. What are the employee object dot get salary. So we can get dot get method. So we can get the minimum salary.
Yeah. So that is not the right answer. Min method takes a comparator argument, correct?
Yeah.
Similarly, filter. Yeah, filter will take a predicate. For each will take consumer. Map will take function. Why am I remembering this one? Because if you remember what that's the method will take an argument so that you can write the functionality or lambda expression accordingly. So this min method and max method will take the comparator as an argument. Comparator has a compare method which takes a 2 argument and we need to implement the logic. So whenever we are writing employee list dot stream dot max method, T1 comma T2 will be the employee objects. So whichever, either you want to sort, get the employee ID, employee salary, mobile number, whatever you want. The logic can be written after this arrow symbol. And then in that way, we can use it, max method and min method. So if I want to sort the employees, what should I do? Write a program to sort the employees based on the salary. Yeah. So we can use
natural.
Yeah, go ahead.
Natural sorting order you are using. Yeah. Sorted method you can use. You can get natural sorting order. So from there.
Yeah. So can I use directly sorted method on the employee list?
You can use listed or stream or sorted. So from there, you can't use. You can sorted method. It will get to natural sorting order. So
okay.
from
so
there,
natural sorting order means the employee list is having employee ID, name, and salary. But on which it will sort? How does it know that it has to sort on the salary only? Why not employee ID?
so you can go to implement that comparable interface as you are using that one. You can get the based on comparable on which side you can get the what is the type. So we want employee dot get type salary, employee dot ID or name. You can get sorted based on that one. You can sort it that one.
Yeah. So from now what we can do is employee method, employee class should implement a comparable interface and it should override the compare to method. Whatever the logic that is mentioned in the compare to method, you can by default, if you are called the sort method without taking any argument, the sort method which takes a collection dot reverse order will be following the comparable. But if you want the external order, there is another method called sorted which takes a comparator. Whatever the comparator that you pass, accordingly it will do the sorting, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Does anyone has any questions so far? Whatever we discussed till yesterday? Okay. So if no question, then we'll try to see some more examples today. Okay. So here we have the numbers. Now, does the array list allow duplicates?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want you to write a stream program to remove the duplicate from the given array list. Remove the duplicates from the given array list. Okay. Now, so here, what is this? Our numbers is a list. What it is containing? It's a list of integers, right? Directly. So, can I say that removing the duplicates is also nothing but an operation? So, in order to perform an operation, we use stream. How can I get a stream from a list object? List dot stream will give me a stream object. After that, so there is a method called distinct. There is a method called distinct. So what does the distinct is returning? Stream of integer. Okay. So that means will it give the output? If you look at here, this is a stateful intermediate operation. Does the intermediate operation will provide an output? Guys, which one will provide a output? Is it an intermediate operation or is it a terminal operation?
Terminal.
Terminal, right? So here distinct is an intermediate operation. We don't get output. So if someone is asking you, write a program to remove the duplicates from the given list. So that means, so after removing the duplicates, you will get a unique items, correct?
Yes.
What is the meaning of distinct in English? Unique items only, right? So in the stream API, if you look at the decompiler, so there is a method called distinct. So using this method distinct, we can get the unique items, or you can say that you can remove the duplicates. So in order to do that, you need to call the distinct. Now let us do system.out.println. door పెట్టేవా? Yeah. If I print now, line number 114, let's see what is the output. See, duplicate removal. Is it giving me the output or something? It is not giving me the output because it's an intermediate operation. So if I want to see the output, then what should I do? If I want to get the output, what should I do?
Override to stream.
So we need to call the terminal operation. What are the terminal operations? I can use a for loop, or sorry, for each, or collect.to collector slot list or set or something, correct? Now for each, let me try using a for each. What does the for each will take? What does the for each will take? Consumer or predicate? Yeah, consumer. What I'm doing, I'm printing it now. Let us see whether it will remove this out. Okay, this out is not needed. Now line number, let me execute it. See, after removal duplicate, after that, am I getting a unique elements? See here, in the given array, if you look at here, the array, how many times 55 is repeated 2 times, 45 2 times. But in this output, are you able to see any duplicates?
No.
No. So in order to remove the duplicates, if someone is asking you to write a program to remove the duplicate from the array list, what you need to use? Distinct. You need to use a distinct method. Hope you understand. Okay. Now, how many duplicate elements are present? How can I get it? Say how many records are duplicated. Now, I'm not asking what elements are duplicated. how many duplicate records are present. Write a program to print number of duplicate records. Write a
count.
program to print number of duplicated elements. I'm not asking what element, I'm asking number, count. How can I get it?
Count method.
Now, can I say that array dot, so this number dot length will give me total elements, correct? Or size, number dot size will give me total elements, agree?
Yes.
Now from this numbers, if I'm, see here, I'm finding out the distinct elements. So if I'm, after getting a distinct element, I'll try to get the count. How many distinct elements are there? Size minus distinct count will give you the duplicates, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can I say that int duplicate element count equal to size minus this count, correct? But I need, see here, whenever I'm trying to this distinct and then for each, am I getting a count or am I printing all the data to the output?
Printing data. Okay.
Printing data. But here, whenever I want to find out a duplicate element count, do I need to print or do I need to count?
Need to count.
Count. So in order to do the count, there is another method. See, here there is a method called count. See, after performing the distinct. So here till now we have seen a terminal operations are collect method and then for each method. But there is another terminal operation called this count. So here, look at here. If you, whenever you say count, it will give you, see here, whatever the operation that is performed. See here with this distinct, distinct. Okay. So with this distinct, there will be some numbers. So with this distinct, there will be some number. So here, this will give me distinct elements. Now this count method will do what it will do on top of this distinct array. What is the count? Total size minus distinct elements will give me the duplicate elements, correct? Let me add some more duplicate elements. Okay. Now let me print a duplicate count. Okay, let me run the program. Here duplicate count is 3. So look at here. What is the size of this list I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of this 9 unique elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 minus 6 will give me 3. So how many records are duplicating? See, 55, 45, and 15. So am I getting that? So in order to get some count or something, so you can use another terminal operation called count. Hope you guys understand this. Okay. Now let us look at, this is an array list and I'm trying to write the distinct. Similarly, so I have a array list of employees. Try to find out a unique employees. Okay, we can use a distinct method, but can someone tell me how can I say that an employee is unique? Generally, assume that in your organization there are 2 employees. How can you say this person is different from another person?
ID.
Yeah, employee ID, correct? So based on employee ID, see, name can be same. If, for example, if there is a person like who is twins for look and wise, they will be same. Name also they can keep same. Okay, there can be a 2 persons having the same name. Okay, if they are working for an organization, what may be the different? Employee ID, correct?
Yes.
So that means whenever you say that duplicate removal of a given, see here, what is the difference between this employee list and numbers, earlier one?
In numbers were having number integer type number. In employee list you have employee type number.
That means in the numbers easily it's a wrapper class. Wrapper class would know what are the duplicates, etc. But in the employee list, I'm having the employee. But does the Java know that how to find out a unique employee?
No.
No. That means, can I say that I have to tell Java that this is combination? If this combination is true, then you consider this person as an employee, duplicate employee?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that means how in the hash map, does the hash map allow duplicate keys?
No.
Okay.
No.
How does the hash map know that you are trying to enter a duplicate key?
Based on the hash code.
Okay, what else?
Equals, by comparing with equals method.
Or is it both hash code and equals, or only hash code, or
Both
only
hash code
equals?
and equals.
Both.
Both hash code and equals.
Now, can I say that in my employee class, I have to override the hash code and equals method?
Yes.
Yeah. So the distinct method will be called even in the hash map also. Whenever you add a element, whenever you call the add method in the hash map, internally it will call the equals and hash code method. Why it will call equals and hash code method? To check whether the given objects are equal or not. Now here I have an employee list. I wanted to try, I wanted to find unique employees. What is the way unique employees? Because Java does not know what is a unique employee object. So I have to tell the Java, now let me create one more employee with the same employee ID. Let me put Karthik 1 and salary is some 8 lakhs. Now here name is different, but the employee ID is same. Might be a printing mistake or something. But can I say that if see what the number of employees here, if I try to write a distinct program, out only one employee should be coming. That means 1, 2, 3 should be not be considered as twice, it should be considered only once. So in order to do that, in my employee class, I need to override equals and hash code method. So this is the advantage here. Why do we override the equals and hash code method? To find out a unique combination. Let us write hash code. So I'm overriding the hash code. Whenever I'm overriding the hash code, you are calling the return super dot hash code means it will call the, what is the parent class for this class? When I say that return super dot hash code, where it will go?
Go for hash map.
Okay, is it will it go for hash map?
Object class.
Object class. Why will it go for hash map? See, what is the parent? See, super means it will call the parent. For this class, what is the parent class?
Object.
Object class. Obviously, object class hash code method will execute. Okay. Why did I ask the question of hash map? Because hash map internally uses the hash code and equals method. So whenever you call the hash map dot add method in the hash map dot class, hash map is a class, right? So in that equals and hash code method is overridden. Okay. Now whenever you say return dot super dot hash code, it will go to the hash code of an object class, but I don't want that, right? By default, it will hold that. Now what I will do? Return employee ID. What I will do? Return employee ID. That means hash code is considered as an employee ID. Now let me override the equals method. Whenever you are writing a hash code and equals contract, you have whatever the variable that you have used in the hash code, the same thing should be used here. Now if this dot emp id equal to obj dot, okay, let me convert obj into the employee object. Employee e equal to, let me do the typecasting because it's an object, right? Let me do the typecasting obj. Okay, done. Now e dot emp id. If both are same, then I will return true. If it is something else, I will return false. Else return, instead of calling the super class, false. Now can I say that I have provided the now whenever I want to find out a unique employees, can I say that by overriding the equals method and hash code method, can I say that I have informed Java that this is the check that you have to perform in order to find out a unique employees? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now let us put the debugger here in this one. So, and let's see, whenever you call the distinct method, it will come here. Let us look at that, whether it is coming or not. Now, how to call the distinct method? Tell me.
Okay, distinct.
Employee list dot stream dot distinct
Distinct.
dot
For
for each. Okay. And then P, let me print out P. What is this P here? What is a P? Employee object, right? Yeah. Now from this line number 57, let us see whether that is the toString method, sorry, equals in hash code is getting overridden called or not. Let me do the debug. See, am I getting the hash code method is called or not of employee class? See, it is coming hash and then returning. See, and then distinct. Again, it will go to the look at here equals method also it will be called hash code. Next time it will come to the equals. Look at here. So first object and second object. What is the object that is passed here? Employee ID 123 Karthik. Okay. Now see, this employee ID is 123. This employee ID is also 123 because I have given two employee IDs. See here. If you look at the first two objects, what is the employee ID? Both are same. Can I consider this as a duplicate employees?
yes, yes.
Okay. So that is what is happening. Whenever it is how it is finding out the duplicate employees based on the employee ID. So in my equals method, see hash code is return employee ID and equals also following this employee ID. So it is returning true. If it is returning true means duplicate employee is found. Let us look at the again it will call for each and every record it will call the equals method and a hash code method. Look at it, equals is completed, then it will call the hash code is completed, it will call the equals method. Let me put here. Yeah, see after completion of this one, it will call the equals. Okay, somewhere it I think I have clicked on F8. So now let us look at the output. Okay, let me write some statement because there are so many outputs. Okay, let me write here sys out. Distinct employees. Can I say that this Karthik one only 1, 2, 3 with 1, 2, 3 ID? How many records should come in the output? One record, right? Let us run and see. The distinct employees. How many times this ID is coming? 1, 2, 3.
One time.
So see, can I say that I have filtered the duplicate employees?
Yes.
Now you don't want only employee ID. Okay, you want with the employee ID and then name. You want to find out a duplicate employee. Duplicate employee means the definition of a duplicate employee in your organization. You want to change. You want to put if the person is having a same name and same employee ID, then only consider that person as a duplicate employee. Then can I say that I have to modify the logic of this hash code and equals method? In the hash code, you will return employee ID. And the equals, you can also add one more name method, right? That means whenever you are using this user defined object, this is the employee list. Here in place of employee, you can add your object, whatever the object you want. But in that object, you want to find out a unique unique records. Then what you need to go for, or you want to remove the duplicate, then which method you need to go for? Distinct method. And whenever you are using a distinct method and your collection is also having a user defined object, then you need to override the equals and hash code method. Hope you understand. If it's an integer, list of integer, do I need to override?
No need, sir.
No.
No need, because yeah, in the integer class, the equals and hash code is overridden. If it is a user defined class, if you want to perform a distinct or remove the duplicates of a Java 8, your distinct function, then you need to override the equals and hash code method. That is very important. Okay. Now, so this is good. Now this employee list is having an employee object. I want to write a program. Let me look at another program. Write a program to convert the given EMP list into hash map, which takes employee ID as a key, employee object as a value. Okay. So now I'm asking you guys to write a stream program to convert the given employee list into the hash map. In the hash map, we have a key and value, right? What is the key? I wanted to take the key as a employee ID and value as a employee object. Okay. Now, how can I do? If instead of hash map, if I want to create another list, how do you do?
Collectors.
If it is a separate list, then can I say that stream followed by collect and collector.toList if you want to do it, correct? Collectors.toList or collector.toSet. This is to create a list and set. Now, do I need a list and set? No, I want the map. So what I will do, toMap. There is a method called toMap. Okay, use the toMap method. Okay, toMap method is taking two arguments. First is a function argument, and second is also a mapper. Like it's a key and then value. What is the key? So it is see, toMap method is taking the two. How many arguments does it taking here? Two arguments. What are those two arguments? Both are nothing but a function interface only, right? Look at here, function, and see here there is a comma between. See how many this toMap method is taking two arguments. Now the question is coming, what are the two arguments? Is it a predicate or a consumer or integer or string? Which one? What is the arguments, guys? Can someone tell me?
Implementation, like.
So can I say that this method is taking a function as a function argument? Two function arguments, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the function interface? Which takes one argument and returns something efferent, correct? Yes or no? So now let me write a lambda expression, sir. Yeah. So function argument is something which takes P. And I want see here, what is this P?
Employee object.
Object.
Employee object. But in the hash map, see this first one is considered as a key, second one is considered as a value. No, but in the given given question, what is the key? Employee ID. Can I say that here I should return employee ID? P dot get employee ID. Done. And what is the object they are expecting? Employee object. So, but here this, what is the second argument? This is also a function interface, correct? So function interface means take one argument and what it should return? It should return same P. For example, if I am asking employee ID and employee name, then you put employee P dot get name. But I am asking employee object at all. So done. Now let me do. So this is returning a map. Let me create a map. Map. So what is this map? Can I say that what is the key? Integer, correct? And what is the value? Employee. Can I say that M1? Now let me put sys out. Map object is plus M1. Let us run the program and see. Okay, some issue. Duplicate key. Okay. So here, see, why am I getting this error?
We need to override the hash table.
We have already overridden.
Duplicate not allowed. Duplicate.
So duplicate, see here, whenever you are writing here, the second element, it is trying to print it. It is not allowing, right? Let us remove this element for time being. Your array list itself is containing the duplicates. Let us run. Now let us see what is a map. Map. So look at here, map object is 128 is a key. Is the map ordered? Is the hash map ordered?
No.
No.
So that's the
No.
reason what I'm getting. I'm getting first 128. And what for 128? See, I have, see, this is an employee object. Why am I not getting an employee object and why am I getting this one?
Toastring method is implemented.
Yeah. So whenever you print an object, toString method will be called. If I'm not overriding the toString method, then object class toString method will be called, which will display package name followed by class name, some hash code. But in the employee class, I have overridden the toString method. So I have written this employee ID is, employee name is, and salary is. So that's the reason I'm getting this employee object. Now 1, 2, 3. So that means, am I getting a key and value pair?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is how we can convert into the map. Now,
So please repeat again what you told, just once again.
which one? What should I repeat? Can you please come again?
So why we're getting that error? Can you just-
Okay, error. Okay. See here, whenever you have a duplicate record, it is trying to insert the second one here also. See, whenever you're inserting this one to map, it is that means you should remove the first. See, from the given. So here generally, does the map allow duplicates?
No.
But here I have a duplicate employee. So here, that's the reason whenever you are inserting, or it is taking the second time. The duplicate employee removal, it is not accepting because you have overridden the toString method and equals method, and you have written that duplicate check. So it is able to find out that duplicate record is present. So you should not allow.
No, we
So that's
should
the
use
reason.
the distinct method also. No? We
Yeah.
should use distinct method in between.
Yes. That is what. If you have it this one, then what you can do by using the distinct method, you will get a distinct employee objects. That object you need to pass it here, so that you will not get error. Instead that I see my question is convert the array list into a hash map. This will resolve it, right? So that's the reason I just commented in order to explain. If you want that, then you can use a distinct, and from that distinct you create a new list. Distinct dot, we have used count, right? Instead of count, you can use a collectors.to list. You will get a new list. You pass that list over here. List object, like on top of the list, you perform the stream operation and then collector.to map. Then you will get that. May I know your name? Does that answer your question?
Yes, Devendra.
Yeah.
Devendra. So I think we need not convert it into list first, then convert it into map. The only single line it will.
Yeah, here also you can call the distinct method also. That is also fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it will work.
See here, the thing is, whenever you write all the things in a single line, see this itself will work. Like here, if you override it, this itself will work. Why did I tell you the distinct separately? Because see, whenever you're, see here earlier, whenever I'm writing the lambda expression, did I write the lambda expression directly in this one? No, I have explained you, right? See, if I am writing the anonymous lambda expression for an anonymous inner class directly, it will be confusing. So what you can do is write the step-by-step program. Then you can club it. In that way, you can easily learn. Since you guys are the starting point, so I'm just telling you that you can separately do 2 lines. Then later you can club it.
No, so what I am, why I am telling is that the beauty of the stream API is we can what I can say, suppose
multiple pipeline operations you can perform. That is the right. So, yes, that is right, Devin. The thing is, if I am writing like this, some people might get confused, right? How am I doing? How it is getting executed, right? So that's the reason first line, write 2 liners or 3 liners, then club it into a 1 liner so that you will understand. Okay, you can use it on the stream method. You can use a filter method. You can use a map method. You can use a collect method. You can use a for each method. All the things you can use club it in a single line. You can use it. Filter followed by map, map followed by collect. You can use it. Intermediate operations can be followed out by one plus another one. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, let me ask you the similar question. Write a program to filter to create a list which contains employee names whose name is starting with K. Okay. Just try to understand the question first. What question is I'm asking? Write a program to create a list which contains the employee names whose name starting with K. I don't want all the employee names. I want only the employee names whose name is starting with K. Those names I want to create into a separate list. List of employees I don't want. I want list of string. If I want to do this, can I say that first I have to use the employee list? Yes. Dot stream. And then in order to filter, what method I should use?
I should use that.
Filter method, right? And in this predicate I need to write. Can I say predicate means takes one argument and you can returns boolean. P dot get employee name dot starts with K. Okay, done. So can I say that this will give me just a minute.
Before that, we should get the name of that employee from that employee object, right?
No. Let me complete, Devin. Just look at it and then you can answer. Okay. You can ask you a question later. So here, what I'm doing, I'm trying to find out a stream. I'm filtering out of all these persons. I'm filtering. Now, can I say that after execution of this, how many employees will be returned? After this one, after execution, 2 employees. Okay. What it will return, whether it will return 2 employee objects or 2 employee names, it will return 2 employee objects, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
But what I want those employee names only, not objects. Can I say that on top of this, whatever? Yeah, whoever is not speaking, please go on. Yeah. So it is returning an employee object, but I don't want employee object. I want employee name. So that means I want to convert or I want to get an employee name from the employee object. Which one I can use? In the stream, there should be one method which takes one argument and returns something other argument.
Map.
Function.
Can I use, now I can use map, right? Yeah, function argument. So map is the method which takes a function as a function interface. The one who said function is also right. But do we have a directly function method in the stream class?
No.
Interface? No. But we have a map method which takes a function argument, correct?
Yes.
Hope I'm trying to make your answer as correct. Okay. Okay. Now map method. Now to this map method, if I pass Q here, what is this Q? Employee object only, right? Get name. Done. Now can I say that now here this map, see, first filter will filter the names and this map will give upon the filtering. See, upon the filtering, it is giving you the employee object, whose name starts with K. From there, you are passing the employee object and you are getting the employee name. That means 2 employee names you got. Now what I'm doing, I want to create it as a list. What I will do, collect collectors dot to list. If I want to print it, I will use for each. If I want to count, I will use count. Okay. Now can I say that this is my lambda expression? Or sorry, this is a stream code? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Let me write it to 2. Okay. Now here in this code, so can I say that filter is one terminal intermediate operation?
Yes.
Map is one intermediate operation?
Yes.
So whenever you are using a intermediate operations, you can use whenever you are performing a stream, calling the stream method, multiple intermediate operations you can invoke. Am I able to invoke multiple intermediate operations at a time? Yes. No? Yes. And then how many terminal operations you can invoke?
Only
one.
only.
Only one. You cannot invoke multiple terminal operations, but you can invoke multiple intermediate operations. Okay. Now here, so see, the flow of execution is like a stream will give me employee list dot stream. Can I say that this is nothing but a for loop? For I equal to 0, I less than employee list dot length. Correct? Now,
Yes, to iterate the
this
loop.
filter will execute, this filter will be executed on all the elements of this employee stream, correct? See, this filter will be executed. How many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Currently my employee list is containing 7 elements. On top of all those 7 elements, this filter method will execute. And then whichever the elements are returning as a true. So how many records will be returned as a true? 2 records. On top
Three,
of
sir.
those 2, name which starts with 3. Yeah, 3. Sorry, 3. I forgot this K. Karan is there. Okay. Now, so output of this filter method is 3. On top of that, this map method will be invoked. And then at the end, collect method will be invoked. So the concept here is, in the interview, they might ask you, can I write multiple terminal operations? Can I write multiple terminal operations? Is it yes, no?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, yes.
Terminal,
I-
I'm talking about terminal operations.
No.
no, we can't. We can't.
No.
Okay. Can I write multiple intermediate operations?
Yes.
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 One after another one, correct? Yeah. Now you might be asking, sir, I want to start, get a employee name whose name starts with K or whose name starts with A. K or A. I want to write R condition. How can I write? K or A. Can I use another filter or how can I write?
Yes, sir. We are operator, then a p dot get employee name dot starts with again the same condition with.
So in this one, it's just a normal Java condition, right? Here, whenever you are writing this condition, you need to write or condition here. That's it. Or this is or p dot get employee name dot starts with A, right? Okay. For example, instead of or I want to do and. Then I can put and here, or I can also write one more filter condition, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that means why did I explain this one? I just wanted to tell you that you can call multiple intermediate operations, but terminal operation can be only once. Okay.
That filter is terminal operator only, it is returning employee objects with
Now
which are starting with A.
let us see whether it is returning or not. Okay. So how do you know whether it is returning or not? Can I do sys out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's see. It is an intermediate operation. It is not a terminal operation. Let's see. Just to clear your doubt.
It will print interface name dot.
Yeah.
Last name,
Pipeline
data.
something.
Mm.
Somewhere some issue. Now let me do
Extra bright.
emp list dot stream dot filter takes p dot get employee name dot starts with K. Now let
But it
me
has
write.
to return true or false now, right?
No, why it will return? If it is a terminal operation, it will return. That is what I told if in the first class. Intermediate operation will provide the output unless only when terminal operation is provided. If the terminal operation is not provided, it will not provide you the output.
Understood.
I'm writing the output and then followed by some @. Okay. Let's see the output. Am I getting a true or false, or am I getting something? It is returning the object, right? It is not returning your output, correct? The one who asked the question, is it clear? It is a terminal, it is not a terminal operation, it's an intermediate operation. Filter, map, sorted, distinct. I'll give you the list of terminal, list of intermediate operation later, maybe in 1 or 2 classes, we are going to do that exercise as well. But it is a terminal, it is not a terminal operation, it's an intermediate operation. Is it clear, the one who asked the question? I don't remember the name.
Sir, we can check through this also, sir. At the end of the line, we can press Control+1 enter. It will return something if it is having something.
Yeah, that is also fine. Like the general way as a programmer, it would be good if you do this one, right? Sometimes you may not have the Eclipse. Then Can I write this one in the notepad program? Notepad? Whatever the code I have written here in the Eclipse, can I write this in the notepad or not?
Yes, you can. Yes.
So that time you don't have the suggestions, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
We have
if
to
you
know,
are, yeah,
we have to know what is happening inside.
so the thing is like whenever, so suggestion from my end is whenever you want to learn some regarding related to Java. So if you are practicing in Eclipse and all, and in the interview you will be given with a notepad or something. If you write public static void main P capital letter, though you are a very good programmer, you know anything. But generally, if you are using a Eclipse or something, any IDE, IntelliJ, NetBeans, Spring Tool Suite, what happens? You will be habituated to the shortcuts, and you will be automatically you will tell. Say public means it should be P should be small letter, because all the keywords, see this public, class, void, small int, capital int, this new, all these are called keywords. All these keywords should be small letter. But whenever you write, whenever you practice this program using a notepad, then you will be habituated to these things, right? So it will enhance your skills. So that will create a benefit for you in the interview, because in the interview they know you cannot open Eclipse and write the program, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the advantage if you practice in the notepad. Okay. Now this is good. Now can someone tell me what is group by?
Group by means similar kind of items in group, like by department, like that.
Okay. Now here, let me take list of string.
Sir, this is Krishna here. One small request. Can we have this hash map group by in a separate program? I mean, like everything is in a single stream example program. So can we have in a different class like that?
Yeah, fine. Not an issue for me. Wherever I'm writing, it's a same code. So I am writing in one class, because next time whenever you want to refer, though it is little clumsy, what you can do Control F, and you can find it out and then execute, right? Or you can put it in a separate class. So that's fine. We will try it in a different one.
Okay, sir. Okay.
No, it is for your benefit of purpose only I have written.
Okay.
See, if I write in single class or different class, nothing goes off me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me take another stream example too. Okay.
Karthik sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
If you have a list and we are trying to store that in your hash map, it should not throw an error even if you have duplicates. It will override with the latest duplicate value, sir. But in string, do you get my question, sir?
Okay, you are talking about
array list to hash map. We try to store that in hash map, right, sir?
Okay.
Normally, if we try to store a list of elements in hash map, even if you have
so
the
you're
duplicate
talking about
value,
a key or object?
Yes.
You're talking about key or object. See, key and value both are there, right, in the hash map. So here, what is happening? The key itself is getting duplicated. I'm not talking about
correct,
a value, right?
Yeah, correct. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Get it right? So you're
Yes,
talking
sir.
about hash map. Key is a integer, value as a list. That time you don't see any problem.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so let us take. I have just taken list of string. Now let me string list. Okay. Now let me remove all of this. So guys, like whenever I share this code, either you can try it in the previous class or this class. Okay. Because I just created a separate one. Okay, now string list dot add. Can someone tell me names, please, quickly? Your name, anything.
Melvin, sir.
Okay. Next, please.
Krishna, Kiran,
Krishna,
Vaibhav, Venkat.
Vaibhav, Venkat.
Swati, Bharat.
Are they your friends?
No, they are in participants.
I'm just kidding. Okay. So the thing is, like, whenever randomly someone asks, right, you can't say. Generally, things will be there in your brain, but you can't say, right? So that's the reason in my maximum classes, you can see I use the example method name as display, show, add. I'm trying to get some other method names, but those are not in my tip of tongue. Okay, fine. Let's
Understandable,
look
sir.
at. Yeah. So now string list. Now from this list, so assume that these are the now. Let us look at the database files. In the database, then you guys know Oracle, right?
Yes,
In the
sir.
Oracle, this is Oracle will have a tables, right? And columns. Okay. Now this is employee ID, employee name. Okay. Now, for example, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. Karthik, ABC, DEF. Okay. Now I want you to write like I want to know with I want to group by or with I just wanted to know with the same employee ID or like unique combination, like for 1, 2, 3 how many records are there, for 1, 2, 4 how many records are there, for 1, 2, 5 how many records are there. I want to know. I don't want duplicates, nothing. For based on this employee ID, I want to group the elements. Okay. Now, in order to do this, then what you write generally, this is the query that you will write: select star
Employee
from
ID. Employee ID.
Now, this is a table called EMP. Select star from EMP. Okay. Group by employee ID. Okay. And in the select, you will put employee ID, comma, count
Count
star.
of.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you, so this is how you write a group by. Correct. Yes or no? Group by.
Correct.
Others, do you know this group by in the SQL? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Everyone
Yes.
aware of this query, right? Okay. So why do we use this group by? Group by will give you whatever the column that you mention here. Based on this one, it will group the elements. So here with this employee ID, how many records are there? It will print 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1,
1.
1, 2, 5,
1.
1. Okay. Now instead of employee ID, I can put employee name also. Okay. Now here in this similar thing, I want to group by the string. With Karthik, how many elements, how many records are there? With Krishna, how many records are there? With Venkat, how many records are there? I want to know. So if that is the case, then what should I do? I can use a group by. So in the stream. So how can I do that? Let's look at here. String list dot stream. Okay. Followed by collect. In this collectors dot, there is a method called group. Group. Are you able to see grouping by? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
See, this grouping by is taking a function argument, right? Function. That means it takes one argument. What is that function interface? What is that function interface here? Takes one argument and returns something else. Okay. Now, what is this p dot?
String list.
String
It
list.
is a string only. Okay. Now here count. Sorry, collectors dot to count, I think. Yeah, collectors dot counting. Let us try this and see. Now somewhere some issue. Okay, this should not end here. This should end here. Yeah, done. Now let me do sys out. Let's run the program. Okay, am I getting? Am I getting or not? So with Krishna name, two records are there. With Melvin 1, Swati 1, Venkat 1, Bharat 1, Karthik 2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So is this similar to the Oracle output?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, generally, if you want to do group by, the only option that you can think of is executing a query to the database, right? Now, you don't need a execution of a database query as well, right?
Correct, sir.
So someone asked a question on the group by. Does it understood now? Yes or no?
Sir, can you please repeat this once?
Okay. Now here, do you know Oracle group by?
Yes, for the
Okay.
grouping.
Now here, if I am writing select EMP, comma, select employee ID, comma, count star from employee group by employee ID. What is the output of this query? If this is a table, this is a table.
So based on employee ID, we'll get all the employees' name.
No, employee name, we don't get it, right? We'll get a count.
Count, sorry, count.
So how can tell me the output?
So employee ID. For
this record, can I say that 1, 2, 3? How
1,
many
2,
records
3,
are there? 2.
We have 2 records.
1, 2, 4, 1. 1, 2, 5, 1.
Yes.
This is how you will get output, correct?
Yes.
If still you have a doubt, then what you can do, just after the class, you just execute the query. Create a table and then execute the query. Similarly, here this is my list. In this list, I want to group, I want to know how many records with a name Karthik, how many records with a name Melvin, how many records with a Karthik, Krishna, Venkat, Swati. That means I just wanted to group by. When I apply group by, if these are the names in the database table, can I say that Karthik 2, Melvin 1, Krishna 2, Venkat 1, Swati 1, Bharat 1, I'll get an output if I am writing?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now, now the question comes, how can I write that using a stream? You don't need to go for a database. So in order to write it stream, just directly collect. In the collector, there is a method called grouping by. There is a method called grouping by. So grouping by, it is taking argument. What this is a function argument, like taking one argument and returning. So I'm just taking the given argument and returning the same thing. Okay. If it is a employee list object, what you need to do? You take P and then P dot get name, followed by counter collectors dot count to string, collector dot counting. That means this will count. See, in the SQL query, you are writing count star, right? That is equal to this one. Here you are writing count star. So that is nothing but collectors dot counting. Now let us write the employee list now. Copy. Now let me put some 129 Karthik. Okay. Now Aditya. Okay. Now here I want to group by with a employee name. Then what I will do?
Employee list dot stream dot collect dot collectors.
Whoever is not speaking, please go on mute. There's the background noise. Grouping by. In this grouping by, it takes a function argument. So here, if I pass P, what is the meaning of P?
Employee list.
Employee object, right? Not a list.
Employee object.
But you want to perform on an employee name. Can I say that P dot get name?
Get name.
Comma collectors dot counting. Let us print the output. What it will print. Or else we can convert this into a list also at the end later. See? See, Shesha 1, Karan 1, Vaibhav 1, Aditya 2, Karthik 2. Am I getting? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So this is how we can use a group by. Okay. Now there will be another question will be asked. So you know how to get a maximum salary, you know how to get a minimum salary. Now I want average salary.
Sir, what is the return type of that collectors dot grouping by? It is a map or what it is?
Look at here, collector start grouping by method. It is collector. It is returning a collector. Yeah, collectors dot. It is returning a collector of employee, and then instead internally it has a map. This map is taking like whatever you passed, and then what is the string you passed. Instead of looking at here, just go to the decompiler and look at it here. Let us look at. If you look at this decompiler, there will be grouping by, not here, I think. Inside this collectors, you can find that collectors dot grouping by. Collector is a class, I guess. Yeah, collectors. Yeah. 0. Yeah, grouping by. Look at here. So it is returning T comma case collector object, where internally it has a map object also. You can look at the collectors class, because whenever you're in the stream, you are using a collect method, right? So in the collect method, so you can use collector. What is this collector? Collector is a class. So since it is collectors is there and collector is there. So internally we are using collectors. So you go to this collectors. This is the static method. That's the reason we are using a class name. See, it's a class name followed by the method name. It's a static method. Devendra, hope you got your answer.
Yes, I got.
Yeah, fine, thanks. Now, so here generally min salary, max salary, that's fine. Okay. If someone is asking about an average salary, what do? What is meant by average? Leave about Java 8, Java and all. If I have some numbers, 10 numbers, how can I get an average?
Sum of the observations by number of observations.
Okay, sum of all the numbers by total number of count, right? If I have in the list, if I have 10 numbers, sum of those 10 numbers divided by 10, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that means if I want to do this, again, I have to iterate and then do it. But there is something called, in the Java 8, we have something called statistics. Okay, that statistics, we can use it now. In the collect method, collectors dot summarizing int, summarizing double, summarizing long. Are you able to see something? Some methods called summarizing double, summarizing int, summarizing long, summarizing double. So these these are called as a statistical methods. Okay. By using this one, you can get min salary, max salary, average salary, everything. Like if you are passing a salary, you will get a salary. If you are passing a name, employee ID, based on the operation that you passed, you will get it. Okay. Now I can use a summarizing double. Why am I using double? Because my salary is double argument, correct? Summarizing double. Now it is taking a double function. So double function, to double function. That means it takes an argument and returns another argument, right? Let me try for this. Yeah. So it is taking a function. Now function means it takes one argument and returns. So taking P. Now what is this P? Extra bracket. Employee object, correct? P dot get. Why am I not getting? Just a minute, guys. Yeah. Now P followed by P dot. Yeah, get salary. Earlier the one bracket is missed. Now I passed it. Now look at what is the return type of this one. See, it is returning double summary statistics. Okay, there is a class called double summary statistics. Double summary statistic D. Done. Okay. Now sys out d dot, just print d, we'll see, d dot toString. Okay, okay. Now here you can see the object. Let's see what happened, what will print if I print d. And similarly, if I want to print d dot, see, get average, get count, get max, get min, get sum. So these are already, that means this statistics method will perform minimum, maximum, average, sum, everything, and then it will give you the output. If you want average, only you can call this average method. Okay. Now here, let us see, let us run the code and see. See here, double summary statistics. What it is printing? The total record. How many records are there? 7. What is the sum of all the salaries? The sum is nothing but here. To this method, to this summarizing double method, what I passed? Did I pass employee ID? Did I pass employee name? Or did I pass employee salary?
Salary.
So then what is the return type you are getting? You are getting some data. That means that, can I say that that is performed on the salary only?
Yes.
Yeah. This sum is nothing but a sum of all the salaries. Count is nothing but how many records. Minimum salary is this much. Average salary is this much. And maximum salary is this much. That means in a single shot, are you getting minimum, maximum, sum, count, all?
It is all about statistics only.
It is available to statistics means?
No, it is all about statistics.
Yes, yes, yes. So that means, see here, if someone is asking you min, you can get it. Max, you can get it. Min, max methods are there. So if you want average, so that means instead of min, max also, if you use the statistics, it will give you all. So once you want to see here, d dot get average. See, it is giving average. If you want maximum, let me print.
Is there any average method in Stream API like min, max?
No. See, get max. Min. Min. Let's see. See, I'm getting max min. No? This is the average. Let me put here. See, you're getting average as well. Hope you understand, guys. Did anyone know all of these methods? Or first time you are listening?
First time.
First time.
Others?
First time, sir.
First time.
First time.
But hope you are understanding, right? What is the use?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So in the first
So
class,
this is
yeah, go ahead.
alternative to that min and max method in Stream.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes they may ask you sum also. They may ask you average also. That means all the statistical operations you want to perform, you can use those. Okay. Now, so
Thank you.
so see, in the initial days, writing a lambda expression, it's a little difficult task for us. But now, can I say that we went a little fast from last class onwards?
Yes, sir.
So we were habituated to write, correct? You already know that which method I should take, whether I should write what interface I should write. If you practice, you will get it. Okay. So this, if you want to, like not to get confused with the brackets and all, please do more practice as much as possible. Okay. Now, don't look at the code. See here, look at here, grouping by, look at the signature. By signature, you can understand. If you take a map method, that signature is telling you function interface. What is a function interface? Take one argument and return something else. So what return something else, it depends on your requirement, correct? Now, there are some other methods like flat map, for each ordered, parallel stream, reduce, that I will be explaining in the next class. But before that, let me start with the optional, because we have discussed a lot of methods today. If I'm discussing further the stream methods, you might get lost or you may not be able to concentrate it. So that's the reason I'm taking the different topic. Again, tomorrow will be holiday. In the Monday class, we are going to discuss again some of the stream methods and then some other topic. Will that be fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let us look at a optional. So there is a new class called optional is introduced in Java. Okay. Now where that optional is present. Let me write this one. I'll be telling you that some concept oriented questions on the optional. We'll see the program in the next class. See here Java dot, see where this optional class is present in which package? Java.util. You know that Java.util, right? Let's go there. Java.util. Let's minimize this. Yeah. See, optional is a class. Okay. Now, by looking at this, can I create a object for this optional class?
No, because it is final class.
Okay. Okay.
Constructor is private, sir.
Yeah. Can see if the class is final, can I not? I will not be able to create a class object.
No, sir. Subclass cannot be.
So that means inheritance is not possible, but object creation is
Possible, but private constructor. That's all.
yeah. So that means we cannot here. If you look at this source code, the one thing, the first question that can be asked is, what is an optional? Okay, optional is a class in Java. Where it is present? Java.util package. Now, why are we using this optional class? Or what is the need for having the optional class in Java 8? So whenever you are writing a null point, there may be the very frequent exception that we get is null pointer exception, correct? So using this null optional class, we can override the null pointer exception. So look at here. In this class, there is a line number 68. You can see. Is this can I call this as a constructor?
Yes, sir.
Now what they are doing, this dot value equal to null. So this value is some generic value. They're assigning the value as null. Okay. So generally, whenever the object is null, for example, string dot concat. I'm using string s equal to Karthik. S dot concat. Will I get null pointer exception?
No, sir.
String s equal to Karthik. S dot concat. No, I don't get it. Now let me do the same thing. String s equal to Karthik. Okay. S dot concat. So there is no null pointer exception. Now let me make it after this. Let me make s equal to null. Then s dot concat. What happens here?
Null pointer exception.
Why am I getting null pointer exception?
S does not have memory.
This s is null. On top of null, you do not have, see, in order to call the method, you need an object. So this object, you are nullifying it. Then garbage collection will collect it. So that means there is no object at all. So on top of null, you are trying to access some method. Hence, you will get a null pointer exception. So this is the very common issue that we face it in the regular coding, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct, sir.
Null pointer exception. So to overcome this null pointer exception, this optional class have been introduced. So now here, directly you don't get it here. By using we can call if present. So what is this present method will return?
True or false based on
So that means, see here, for example, in order to call this, what I will do, don't return the directly null value, return the optional. Okay, whenever you're writing something, that method can return an optional. So optional, in that optional object, you can call the isPresent method. If you, by calling the isPresent method, if this value is true, then you can execute your logic. If the value is false, then you don't execute it, correct? See here, if you look at this isPresent,
the null check is doing, optional is doing that null check.
Yes. This dot value not equal to null. If the value is not equal to null, then it is returning Boolean. That means it will return true. Okay. If this condition is false, then it will return false. That means whenever you see here, whenever you are writing see, I'm writing one public display method. As of now, display method can return string object. Okay. Now, but here, whenever I'm writing like this, public string display. Okay. So what this method will return?
String object.
So for example, string s equal to null. Okay. I am writing some condition. If this condition is true, that's fine. If not, return s. For example, here I am writing a condition called directly false. So see, when I execute this code, what s will be returned? Will it be null or will it be some object?
It will return null.
Null.
Because here I have written if false. That means it will never go into this loop, correct? In this block. Now it will return s. What is the value of s? Null. Now assume that I'm calling this is a method. So from main method, let us take it as a static. From main method, I'm calling this method display. Okay, and I assume that it is returning a string, so I will put string s equal to. Okay, now directly s dot starts with. Next line, I'm writing a code next line. If s dot starts with a, when I do like this, will I get a null pointer exception at this point of time?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, instead of this one, in Java 8, what you can do if you want to avoid all of this one, instead of returning a string object, you return an optional object. You will return optional. Okay, that means it is no longer a string, it is an optional object. So if you want to execute this check, what you need to do first? Now optional, this object dot is present. You need to call is present. This is present will return true. Then you execute the code. If it is false, then you don't do it, correct? That means, am I avoiding the null pointer exception here up to some extent?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is the usage of why the optional class has been introduced in Java 8. Okay. Now the question comes. So now this is optional is a class which is having a private constructor. So when I have inside a class, when I have a private constructor, we cannot create an object. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So why can't you create a object from the outside of a class?
Private scope.
Private is a modified declared as a private.
Yeah, because whenever any variable, method or class or anything is declared as a final, the scope is for that class only, correct? Outside of a class, this constructor cannot be seen. Hence, you cannot create an object, because whenever you create an object, constructor will be called. Now see here, I told that instead of creating, instead of passing the string object, you create an optional object. But here can I create an optional object because the constructor is private? No. That means whatever the concept I told is wrong. Is it? Hope you get what I'm trying to say. Whatever I said, is that contradicting or not?
Contradicting.
Yeah, that means, but see here we have a method called off in line number 108. In line number 108, if you know the singleton design pattern, you cannot call the constructor, but can you call the get instance method?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, in the optional class, the Java creators are not allowing you to create a directly object from outside of a class. But by calling this off method, there is a method called off. You can see on my screen, which is taking some argument. You can give string, int, employee, anything. So can I say that return, what is it is returning? Return new optional. Is it returning an object? Is it returning an optional object or not?
Yes, it is returning an optional object.
That means, can I use it now?
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the interview purpose, they will ask you, what kind of an optional class? It's immutable, right? Now, optional class is having a private constructor, so you cannot create an object. But how can you create an optional object? By calling the off method. by calling in the optional class, there is a method called off method. Now, how can you call this off method? It's a static method. Class name followed by the method name. That's it. By calling this optional.off method, you can get an optional object. And by passing that optional object, you can get rid of the null pointer exception. Okay. So
But
by
sir,
using this, yeah.
what is the use of option? We can check null condition directly, no?
For example, if you forgot to check, there may be a possibility, right? Whenever you are writing a code. So here, for example, you have an employee class. Okay, in the employee class, you have an employee name. Sometimes, see, null point, if everyone is writing a null check in the world, there is no point of having a null pointer exception. But the null pointer exception is creating a headache whenever you forget to write a code, correct? Can you forget? Is it a developer mistake? Can the developer make a mistake or not by forgetting the null pointer check?
Yes, sir. We can make.
Yes, right? So in order to overcome that, then we go for this optional. So this, whenever you are using an optional, obviously, if you want to get the data, first you need to call is present. Is present will give you true, then only you execute your code. So there is no way you can get a null pointer exception, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the advantage. See, if everyone is writing the null pointer check, then no, then we don't need optional class. But that is not the possible, right? No one is perfect. Like anyone can do the mistakes. So just what the Java creators have done is, so just they have provided extra feasibility for us. Instead of you pass null, return the object as null. Sometimes, see, whenever you are creating a method, inside this method, you can have 1,000 lines of code. Each line can return something else. So you do not know what value is getting returned. Instead that, you return optional object. From the optional, you can call the different methods, and then you can make use of the work. In this way, we can avoid the null pointer exception. So to avoid this null pointer exception, this optional class have been introduced in Java 8. Hope
Sir,
that answers your question. Yeah.
Sir, you mentioned that to some extent, why is it will not. Okay.
Fully it will like see here. Again, the problem is, so there is a get method also, right? So in this one, you can see off null label. So there is a method, get method. Okay. So if you are calling, you are not, assume that you are not checking the if present. So generally, when to call this get method? First, you need to call the if present method. If the present is returning true, then you can call the get method. Yes or no?
Correct. Yeah.
For example, I forgot that, and developer is directly calling the get method, but internally the value is null. Then what it is throwing? No such element, right?
Yes, sir.
Runtime exception, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is also possibility, right? Again.
Right.
So that means we should see whoever is using this one, he should have a knowledge. Like when someone is using a hash map, if he does not know what is a hash map, can he use it?
No, sir.
So that means what I'm trying to say is you should have some good knowledge before using it. Then it will not create any issue.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Any other questions? So don't worry about this. So I'm just telling you this, I'm just showing you the introduction. So tomorrow we can create, see, if it is a user defined method, like I am writing one method called show. I want to return some optional object. I can do it. If you remember min method and max method, what is the output of that min method and max method?
Optional, sir. Optional.
Because
yes, sir.
If you are so why they are providing the optional is how to call the min method? List object dot stream dot min method following a comparator. Correct?
Yes, sir. Terminal.
For example, your list object is empty. You don't have any data in the list object. The min method also will not does not perform anything. And what it will return? Generally, it may return null. So if it is returning null, then you will get a null pointer exception on top of that if you are performing. Correct? So that's the reason min method is returning an optional object. From that optional object, the best way to do is we have used get method, but that is also not right because My list is not empty, so I have used get method. But what is the best way I should use? I have to call the if is present method, and then I should call get method. Okay, I'll be explaining all of those in the further classes. So in next class, we are going to look at the another one important question is, what is the difference between a map and a flat map? So in the stream, we have a map method. Similarly, we have a flat map method. So we are going to look at what is the difference between a map method and flat map method. I can say that 100% this will be asked in the interview. Okay, that we are going to look at. We are going to look at an optional, and there are some other stream methods like distinct we have seen, find first, find last, any match, none match. Those are simple. I'll be explaining those as well. And then optional code. Then we'll go for a local date time. So there is another API called local date and time. So we are going to look at that as well. Any questions? Are you able to follow me, guys?
So will you be explaining method reference also?
Yes. If you remember my previous classes, method reference I kept it for at the end. The reason is method reference is nothing but you are going to write a lambda, and inside that lambda you are changing that way of calling it.
Oh, okay.
So you need to habituate with the lambda. Because if I explain the method reference first itself, we are new to the lambda, so will not be able to write this one, right? So method reference also will be explaining post that.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yeah, I hope no questions. So guys, by today end of the day, I'll put some questions in the Telegram group. I want everyone to practice or write the code stream program for those questions, and you put your response in the same Telegram group. Okay, so that's a work I'll be giving. So tomorrow will be holiday, right? So I just wanted you guys to practice it. It's not like a school and I'm putting a stick in my hand and holding like a principal and all. It is not like that. I just want you guys to practice. I know that you are working, guys, but since you have joined it, so if you practice it, it would be good for you. So I'll be sharing some questions. You write the answers and then provide your response in the Telegram group. And whoever did not get time, just whenever you get time, you practice it. Okay, because whenever I explain, it looks good, but when you write, actually, then only you will get a problem.
Sir, one doubt.
Yeah.
We have a list of employee list, and on top of we are performing sorted overloaded method. If we are performing that overloaded method, is it possible? Is it required to implement the comparable interface in the employee class?
No, if you are sorted method, which is taking a comparator, you are using, correct?
Yes.
So that time your employee class should not implement any comparable interface. It's not needed. Because the sorted method itself is you are providing the comparable, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't need to just remove the same example, remove the comparable from the employee class and try.
Okay.
Yeah. Swati, I see one question. Swati, Ramya, you are not able to join the Telegram group. Okay, then what you can do is you just call the admin and tell them that if you have enrolled it for this course?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what you can do, you just call up the admin and then ask them to give you a mobile number. They'll be able to add it from the backend. Yeah. Once you add, let me know. We'll be sharing the notes because I have already shared it. I think Bhuvanesh or someone have shared it again. So since you are not joining, once you join, let us know. We'll share it again. Yeah. If no question, that's all for today, guys. By end of today, you can expect some questions from me. Tomorrow you can practice it, and then by Monday class morning, I request you all to provide your responses. Yeah, that's all for me, guys. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Bye.